A semi-truck cuts through the desolate Mojave, its headlights battling the overwhelming darkness. The highway stretches endlessly, a ribbon of asphalt swallowed by the inky night. Inside the cab, I drive, my face a mask of exhaustion under the dim glow. Each mile deeper into the desert weighs heavily, the silence broken only by the engine's roar. Inside the semi-truck, hands grip the wheel, knuckles white in the dim dashboard light. The clock glows 3:17 a.m., a stark reminder of the long, silent hours stretching ahead. Static crackles from the radio, the only sound besides the hum of the engine. A swig of lukewarm coffee offers a small, momentary comfort against the endless night. The road stretches out, an infinite black ribbon under the pale moonlight. Headlights slice through the Mojave's inky blackness, revealing an endless desert highway under a star-strewn sky. Red taillights pulse in the distance, a lonely Ford Fusion stranded amidst the double yellow lines. Hazard lights blink desperately, signals of distress in the vast, unforgiving emptiness of the desert. The car sits motionless, a silent plea for help echoing across the desolate landscape. The year is 2017, the night air still, and the desert holds its breath, awaiting the next act. Brakes screech, a near miss on the desolate highway as the truck lurches, its metal protesting against the sudden stop. Heart pounding, I fix my gaze on the abandoned car ahead, a silent sentinel in the vast, empty desert. The Mojave night surrounds me, an endless expanse punctuated only by the stark silhouette of the vehicle. A cold sweat breaks out as I contemplate the mystery before me, the desert wind whispering secrets. Under the vast, starlit sky, the truck pulls onto the dark shoulder of the Mojave Highway. Headlights cut through the darkness, illuminating the endless desert landscape. The figure emerges from the cab, flashlight in hand, into the warm, still night air. The beam of the flashlight pierces the darkness, revealing the stark beauty of the desert. Silence descends, broken only by the distant hum of crickets and the whisper of the wind. A lone figure stands silhouetted against the night, a tiny spark in the immensity of the Mojave. I cautiously approach the red Ford Fusion under the cloak of night, the scene thick with unspoken tension. The passenger door hangs wide open, revealing the car's interior in a pale, eerie glow. I peer into the driver's side, finding only emptiness staring back, a silent question hanging in the air. A sense of unease washes over me as I realize the car is deserted, abandoned to the night. Inside the red Ford Fusion, darkness conceals secrets. A flashlight beam pierces the gloom, revealing a silent scene. Keys rest in the ignition, a cold engine hinting at abandonment. The car is still, holding its breath. A woman's windbreaker lies discarded on the passenger seat, a silent witness to unseen events. A phone charger remains plugged in, a stark reminder of interrupted connections and unanswered calls. The red Ford Fusion sits silently under the night sky, its secrets locked away. Hesitantly, keys jingle as they meet the lock, a moment pregnant with uncertainty. The trunk refuses to open, stubbornly sealed as if guarded from within. A palpable tension hangs in the air, the unyielding trunk hinting at hidden truths. Inside the red Ford Fusion, the rear seat folds down, revealing the dark abyss of the trunk. 3 heavy, lumpy black contractor bags fill the trunk, their contents a dark mystery. Thick rope binds the bags, securing them tightly to the trunk latch from within. The scene evokes tension, the ordinary car concealing a hidden, ominous secret. Night envelops a red Ford Fusion. The air is thick with anticipation, danger lurking unseen. Reaching for a bag, a sudden gunshot shatters the night silence. The impact of the sound sends a jolt through the body. A sharp crack echoes as the head slams against the car roof. Darkness threatens to consume the red car, a silent witness. The black asphalt cuts through the Mojave desert night. A gruff voice shatters the desert silence. Hey! From the darkness, a figure materializes. Short, stocky, with fiery red hair. He wears faded overalls and knee-high rubber boots, a folding shovel in one hand. In his other hand, he carries an old rifle, a silent threat under the desert stars. In the Mojave desert night, desperation fuels my scramble back to the looming semi-truck. My hands fumble with the ignition, the engine sputtering then roaring to life. I floor it, tires spitting sand as the semi-truck lurches forward into the darkness. The desert highway blurs, a ribbon of asphalt under the stark moonlight. Year, 2017. Inside the semi-truck, a tense glance at the rearview mirror reveals headlights rapidly closing in from behind. The pursuing vehicle materializes as a menacing red Ford Fusion, its presence heightening the suspense. Each passing moment amplifies the driver's unease, the Fusion's relentless approach turning into a threat. The semi-truck cab becomes a pressure cooker, the red Ford Fusion, an ominous symbol of impending danger. The night highway transforms into a high-stakes chase, with the semi-truck desperately trying to outrun its pursuer. Inside the semi-truck, the narrator's hands tremble, a desperate race against time on the dark highway. Frantically dialing 911, a voice echoes in his mind. The red Fusion, the highway, the gun. Each word is a haunting reminder, fueling the fight to maintain control. The cab is dimly lit, casting long shadows that dance with the narrator's rising panic. Outside, the dark highway stretches on, an endless path filled with uncertainty and dread. Headlights blaze in the rearview mirror, growing, a predator stalking prey on the empty desert highway. The Fusion's horn blares, an incessant, aggressive challenge cutting through the night's silence. Hands clench the steering wheel, knuckles white, bracing against the inevitable impact. Anticipation hangs heavy, the threat of a shot echoing in the desolate, unforgiving landscape. Under the vast, starlit sky of the Mojave, a Fusion's headlights cut through the darkness, racing along the desert highway. The Fusion swerves aggressively, its sudden movements a dangerous dance on the desolate road. It cuts sharply in front, the sudden maneuver a deliberate act of intimidation or malice. Brakes are slammed, taillights blazing red as the Fusion decelerates abruptly. The unexpected braking tests reflexes, creating a moment of high tension under the desert stars. The air crackles with unspoken threat as the vehicles face off in the middle of nowhere. In the inky black of the Mojave, police lights flash, casting an eerie glow across the desolate landscape. A lone Ford Fusion races down the highway, its tires screaming against the unforgiving asphalt. The car swerves wildly, a desperate dance against fate. Out of control, the Fusion plunges off the road, swallowed by the dense, thorny scrub. Silence descends once more, broken only by the distant wail of sirens. On a desolate Mojave highway, a car halts, its driver trembling with an uncontrollable fear under the starlit sky. The silence of the desert night is broken by the approach of a patrol officer, his face etched with weary annoyance. Under the harsh glare of headlights, the officer listens, impatience flickering in his eyes. The vast emptiness of the desert amplifies the driver's isolation as he recounts the harrowing event. Years later, driving the same route in a semi-truck cab at night, new, bright headlights cut through the darkness, illuminating the road. A wave of memories washes over me as I drive through the dark night. The image of a red Fusion flickers in my mind, a haunting echo of the past. The endless road stretches before me, carrying the weight of unspoken memories. Under a vast, starlit sky, the endless Mojave highway stretches into the darkness. The roadside blurs into an indistinct ribbon of sand and shadow. Eyes dart nervously, scanning the periphery for any sign of danger. Every shadow seems to lengthen, morphing into monstrous shapes. The silence of the desert is broken only by the whisper of the wind. A growing sense of unease settles in, heavy and suffocating. Inside the bustling internet cafe, I stare intently at the bright computer screen. The screen's glow reflects in my widened pupils, my focus absolute. I read a post detailing an encounter with a red Ford Fusion. The description chillingly mirrors my own harrowing experience. A sudden shiver runs down my spine, cold and undeniable. Fear tightens its grip as the digital world confirms my darkest fears. A computer screen flares to life in the dim cafe, casting a pale glow on the surrounding tables. The screen displays a blurry, pixelated photo, a digital ghost from the past. In the image, a red-haired man stands proudly beside the fusion, his posture suggesting a rugged life. He wears worn overalls and sturdy boots, attire of labor and resilience. The license plate on the fusion is clearly visible, a crucial detail amidst the blur. The glow of the screen illuminates a piece of the mystery. Inside the internet cafe, I stare intently at the screen, a familiar string of characters catching my eye. It's the license plate from 2017, burned into my memory, sending a chill down my spine. Panic sets in as I frantically delete the post, desperately trying to erase the unwanted memory. I block the user, a futile attempt to shut out the past that haunts me. My hands tremble slightly, betraying the fear that grips me as the weight of the memory crashes down. Inside the semi-truck, the driver grips the wheel, eyes fixed on the endless road ahead. The cab's dim interior contrasts with the bright passing headlights of oncoming traffic. Each red car in the distance triggers a jolt of fear, a haunting reminder. Sweat beads on the driver's forehead as they scan the horizon, anxiety building. The hum of the engine fills the silence, a constant drone against the driver's racing thoughts. Darkness surrounds the truck, amplifying the driver's sense of isolation and dread. On the dark Mojave highway, I drive, the ribbon of asphalt unwinding into the abyss under the starlit sky. The vast desert stretches, an inky blackness hiding unknown dangers. He waits somewhere out there in the dark. Hazard lights flash, painting the car in an orange glow, casting long shadows in the desolate night. A gunshot echoes, sharp and sudden, shattering the desert's silence, a memory haunting my thoughts. The horn blares, a desperate sound swallowed by the vastness, cutting through the quiet dread. My eyes dart, searching the darkness beyond the headlights, finding only the desert's endless expanse.